Hey everybody, Ultimate Oddball here. Today I'm going to discuss a study which compared traditional therapeutic autism intervention techniques involving forcing neurotypical behavior and mannerisms with what are referred to as Developmental Social Pragmatic interventions. DSP interventions are focused on teaching children skills which are generally consistent with neurotypical child development, in addition to, quote, focusing on helping children to develop various capacities related to social communication in a pragmatically appropriate social context rather than targeting the behaviors themselves, end quote. The intention is to focus on the desired end result of these therapies and address them in a way which may not necessarily involve mimicking neurotypical mannerisms and forcing behavior. The basis of this is the distinction between perceived behavior and what researchers are attempting to measure or affect when it comes to intervention therapies. As I've pointed out in past videos, eye contact does not necessarily correlate with attention, and often in autistic people it has a correlation opposite of what's considered normal, meaning making eye contact has a negative effect on concentration. DSP interventions, as opposed to traditional therapies, seek to actually address joint attention engagement. Quote, from a DSP perspective, one might argue that it is not the behavior of looking in another person's eyes that is important. Rather, it is the purpose for doing so, e.g. seeing where the person is looking or whether they are paying attention or determining their emotional state, end quote. The distinction here cannot be understated since, as I pointed out, many autistic people have more difficulty paying attention while making eye contact, which means traditional interventions may actually be producing the opposite of their desired result. Researchers looked at results from an ongoing randomized control study which used a variation of DSP intervention called MEHRIT and compared children in that program with those in a community treatment group. Children in the MEHRIT group received the therapy for at least 12 months. Results were consistent with other similar studies in which DSP-based therapies have, quote, generally been found to improve children's outcomes related to measures of social interaction, end quote. Children in the MEHRIT group, quote, showed significantly greater enjoyment in interactions with their parents, were significantly more attentive and involved in interactions with their parents, and initiated more joint attentional frames, end quote. These results are promising and indicate the potential for therapeutic approaches which are more respectful of the autonomy of autistic individuals. The researchers noted that there were a number of limitations to their study, including reliance on reports from parents and the lack of a uniform treatment for the control group. While the results are certainly interesting, more research is needed. Still, I believe DSP intervention may ultimately replace current early intervention autism therapies, as the focus on addressing areas of difficulty while respecting the personal autonomy of autistic people is far preferable and more logical than what happens now. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming by. Have a good day. Hey everybody, Ultimate Oddball here. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, click subscribe. I release a new video on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do gaming commentary and review. I talk about my experiences on the autism spectrum, and I share my opinions and thoughts on a variety of matters. My hope is that, through my videos, I can help to dispel some of the misinformation, confusion, and negativity people have regarding autism. Thank you for helping me do that by watching these videos.